What you listening to, son?
Thank you all, by the way, for being here. If you're not in the cult already, please consider being a part of it. We are a very welcoming, far left space. But the only prerequisite is, if you're reasonable, you can be in. But just know that we don't like conservatives, we don't like fascists, we don't like theocrats, and we're not very fond of centrists either. Doesn't mean you're not welcome, just means that you're gonna encounter some challenges more often than not. So just know that we simply, truth is our God. We worship and live by the truth, lest we be living a lie. And so if you have not considered following or even subscribing to the Greyecraft cult, please do consider doing so. And stick around for a while. Yeah.
Subscribe immediately. Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello.
Good. All of you must subscribe right now. Right now. Do it. Do it.
Can you guys hear me?
Right, yeah.
Yes, Prague. Hello.
Hey, Prague. How you
Awesome. Hey, long time no hear from you, Rundo.
doing? Yeah. Hey, you doing all right, buddy?
I'm doing all right. It's just
All
like my energy capacity has been like in the negatives.
Dude, I hear you.
feel it.
I've been fighting through the same sort of shit myself for like 2 weeks. I get it. Believe me.
Like I've been like, I guess, supplementing my lack of depression medication with caffeine.
Oh,
And
You're out of meds?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah,
Try to remedy that, comrade. We don't want you fucking snapping, okay?
Nah, like
He's
mine
not
thankfully isn't like no harm or any like malfeasant type depression thoughts or anything like that. Mine is like strictly just energy related and serotonin related.
Gotcha.
Hey, there you
So
go.
I got
mean, yeah, I hear you. Mine was a little different. Like I had some really vivid, like, intrusive thoughts, if you want to put it that way.
Thankfully, mine's nothing like that. I guess I could say I'm lucky.
I could taste the gunmetal in my mouth. Let me put it that way.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
The mind is a fucking weird place, man. It is pretty wild. I remember one time, like, actually, there was like, when we were talking about the parents and shit trying to get into school, it reminded me of a nightmare I had once where I was getting cheated on in front of me. And it was a dark fucking dream, dude. Everything was blood red and black, and it was just fucking wild. And I fucking went berserk mode and tried to, like, beat both of them up. But, like, the moment that I got on top of them trying to, like, forcefully stop it or whatever, I was like slow-mo, and I wasn't doing nothing. They were laughing at me. It was a dark fucking dream, dude. It was really fucked up.
That's fucking wild. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, the meds
I'm on of course, it was
now,
while I was doing drugs,
like,
so imagine that.
Well, shit, the drugs I'm on right now, and I mean, they're prescribed and everything, but, like, Lexapro gives you vivid fucking dreams, or at least it does for me. And this was, like, my psychiatrist was like, hey, that's a side effect of this and all that.
Real quick,
and, like,
real quick, Resonate, thank you for dropping by. Come by anytime. If you ever want to join the Discord,
please come by, join the Discord.
You're definitely welcome. And if you want to be part of the conversation, this happens maybe not every time, but quite often. So yeah. Hold up, Bink Princess says, no, that's real. I was having withdrawals from my antidepressants because I ran out. I'm still going through it right now. I'm sorry.
Oh Jesus, I haven't had to deal with that yet, thank God. But fuck, I know I know what that can be a little bit like, just because I know what it's like when you first start them. It's almost the same as, at least with Lexapro, it's almost the same as when you go off them. Like, you're going to be twitching around a lot.
Yeah.
It ain't great.
Hold up.
Like, nobody takes Lexapro for funsies. Let's put it that way.
What's up, Nomad? How you doing?
Good as always. Is there any interference with my mic? I'm getting that complaint with the panel.
There's like a slight hum every time you speak, but that's probably just like ambient noise.
Yeah.
There's also a slight
I've never been
Australian
able to do
accent. Is that just you or the mic?
Australian accent.
But I mean, it's not
by
any means.
I was on a panel yesterday, and the guy had to server mute me because he said it sounded like a Xerox machine from the 90s, and I was like, fuck.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I gotta get it right.
Going on the fucking thing tomorrow,
like,
I'm a little worried, but we'll figure out how that's
even if I get a mic, like, for me, it's figuring out, like, what the source of that noise is. So, like, let's say I spend a good $40-50 on a mic. It may not seem a lot, but since, like, they cut my hours, it's quite a bit, and it's like, what if I can't figure out that ambient noise and I adjust my level and it's still there?
Well, isn't there a Discord setting to filter out the low-end hums?
There is
noise
but
reduction.
I don't know that it is.
You know.
Wait, how do you even do it? I don't even know.
You have to play around in the settings.
So I go to voice and audio.
Yeah.
And input.
I've got to talk to a DGGer tomorrow, and I'm going to figure out how this is going to go.
Oh,
is it a little bit better now?
Yeah, he thinks guns shouldn't exist.
Is it better now? I've jumped
basically
down.
Yeah, no, I think you're okay.
I'm at negative 89 decibels.
I'll let y'all talk. I'll be right back, all right?
Yeah, I'm going to have to take a piss here in a second, but...
when you get back, and you actually do want to go into the topic, I sent a tweet thread in the group chat that I would like for you to go over in your stream, because it pertains to like the field that I'm getting into, because as you know, I'm getting into like I'm in an EMT school right now, and I am going to be an EMT pretty soon, probably like in another month or two. So I will have to deal with these types of traumatizing situations, especially dealing with like school shootings, domestic abuse, and all that. So if you can, when you come back, I would like to go into it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, let me go take a piss real quick. I'll be right back. Just bicker about, and I'll be back.
For sure.
Hey, Pog, are you getting a little bit of better audio? I turned it down a little bit more on my end.
It's like, it only happens when it picks up your voice. So outside of that, is great.
I'm staring at the input sensitivity, and even if I don't say anything, it's trebling.
Right. I mean, for me, it's not bad, but then again, I just have like wireless earbuds in, so my audio quality might not be great as compared to like people who have actual speakers.
Yeah, that was where I was getting it yesterday when I was on the...
Right. How's mine? Do I have interference or anything?
It's fine. I mean, for me, it's fine. As long as I can decipher what you're saying, it's...
So I actually picked up a microphone yesterday for $10 on the Facebook Marketplace. It was Centak? Is it called Centak T800? Something like that. It's an Amazon microphone, but apparently it works really great. I get like it comes with the spring-loaded arm that you clamp to the desk, and like a suspender, the cradle. And a double layer pop filter with the foam cap you put over it too. And I was watching the reviews on it, and apparently it does just as great as like some of the big name brand microphones out there.
Yeah, because we were gonna look Monday for the holiday, so yeah. Because hopefully I can adjust levels to where I don't have that treble in my voice anymore. I still have not been able to find where that interference is coming from, but it is what it is.
Right. Do you have like a fan going on or anything?
Yeah, and I turned off all of them here in where I'm at in the vicinity, but there's one going on in my girlfriend's bedroom, so that might be it, but it's not that loud.
Right.
Yeah, should be
and
far
it's
enough
like
away from
80
your
degrees
mic to
that
not
day, so I
interfere.
Is your computer well grounded?
It's just
Because
sitting
like
on
because I know that like in cars, in their radios and stuff, if you don't have a good grounding, there's a lot of like background hum and hissing that you can never quite get rid of if you want to actually hear things.
Okay, so like on a desk or something is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
like maybe I don't know. I'm not a computer guy whatsoever. I've been out
I'm
of
not,
the
neither am I. I'm just like,
yeah.
because I'm thinking that might be the most likely culprit, the fan or the board or something.
You might like there are things out there that might give you better grounding. Like, are you for your plug outlet or anything? Are you using like the full 3 prongs, or did you plug it into something that turns it into like only 2 prongs? Because that third prong for the wall outlet is for grounding.
No, it's a 3-ground one.
Yeah, you have it all.
Dad's plugged in.
Nancy Pelosi, quit fucking texting me, bitch. Jesus.
Nancy Pelosi.
You
Yeah.
wish you were that important.
She's in my fucking DMs and shit, trying to fuck. I'm not down.
Nancy Pelosi. Damn.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a mouth full of like baby formula. You try to suck on
Sand.
that.
A mouthful of sand.
Yeah, she wants to give me that ice cream pussy.
Oh jeez.
It's gonna be like that scene
No,
in
it's-
freaking The Mummy where Emotep opens up and it's a sandstorm.
It's one of those automated texts, you know.
Yeah, like fundraising type shit. Right?
Yeah.
Why are you campaigning for normal centrist Democrats?
I'm not
Like-
campaigning. It's just it probably just came with a fucking thing during the Biden election, and it's just I haven't fucking fixed it since then.
Like I got I still get text like fundraisers or petition fundraisers for David Hogue. You know that kid, right? The one that
Mm-hmm.
The Parkland guy, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I always thought
I'm getting Hogue. I don't know. There's an A in there, so I'm not sure.
I'm gonna eat this burger, by the way. That's probably cold at this point.
Okay. I'm surprised it's not
Nice
a.
and slow, please.
I'm surprised it's not a burrito from. What was it?
Oh,
What was it?
Hothead?
Yeah, Hothead.
Oh my god, dude, this shit is so good.
You've been begging to get sponsored by them.
And it's fucking amazing. It's so good, dude. They literally
Even when cold.
dude. Sometimes, especially when it's cold. Like, this might sound gross on the surface, but when you put one of the burritos in the fridge for a couple hours, it kind of just congeals together into a mass of different waves of flavor. It sounds gross, but no, trust me. It is such a good way to go about it. It's so fucking good. Oh my, I'm creaming my pants just thinking about it.
So how's that burger? Is it a local burger or is it?
That's fucking Wendy's.
It's Wendy's.
Square. Yeah. Dude, I didn't eat any Wendy's pretty much during the entirety of the Trump administration because like they were like making donations and shit to them.
Right.
So.
God, it's disgusting how much like corporations donate politically.
Yeah.
That's a fact of life in the system we have, though. I mean, like.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I mean, if they're a big
like,
conglomerate, they're gonna donate to whoever best represents their interests.
You know, I was thinking of it, like, dude, like, I know it's been around forever, like, you know, railroad monopolies and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically curried favor with the politicians and all that.
Oh, you're talking about
like,
real
even to
ones,
the
not
point-
not the game Monopoly. Okay.
No, real ones. Like even to the point where Teddy Roosevelt had to actually do something about these fucking company towns and shit. And
Hey, I'm back. What the heck is this company town stuff?
no, we're talking about like, well, I was asking Gray about like what kind of burger he's eating, if it's like a chain or like a local like more gourmet shit, and he's like, no, that's Wendy's. I was like, you fucking square. He's like, yeah. Like he said that he had
nope. It's not what happened, but
yeah.
okay.
Hey, sometimes the easiest access to food is though it's closest, man. Like, what are you gonna do?
It is around the
Well,
corner, but so is
he
Knothead. So is Knothead burrito.
I got a Burger King right on the corner of my street. Like, what are you gonna do? I got a Little Caesars as well because it's Michigan.
He was saying that like he avoided going there because they were donating to Trump for his presidency or his candidacy or whatever.
Yeah.
And I made a comment. I was like, man, it's disgusting how much like corporations donate to like into politics.
Yeah.
And then we got into like, you know, monopolies and all that. But like I was making the analysis that like it's always been there, but I was getting to the point where like Reagan made it normal, just out in the open, because he normalized obviously supply side economics that obviously favors the rich and the powerful and the corporations, and then the Supreme Court also made it even more explicit with, oh yeah, it's protected speech.
Right.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I get it.
Without the analysis that, you know, rich people are going to have a disproportionate amount of political power as compared to the people. Like, it isn't inherently anti-democratic.
Yeah, no, because like it's supposed to be one person, one vote, but like in their case, it's $1, one vote, and like they have a disproportionate amount of power. Of course, what I just said was hyperbole, but like at the same time, like that's the reality. You know, as much as like I mentioned earlier, people vote with their wallets. Unfortunately, there are offshore bank accounts that vote a lot harder.
Yep, that's unfortunately true. I mean, and I don't know. I service a lot of those large companies that do this kind of shit, so it feels a little nasty sometimes, but they're giving me money, so it is what it is. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, Walmart, Raytheon, BAE, all the big ones. Also, every single car manufacturer that exists, except for Ford, those fuckers. But
Well,
yeah.
Toyota USA also was.
Oh yeah. They were dumping money into that, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
I
a
know
huge
they're not-
Toyota guy too. I love Toyota, but Toyota USA can eat a fat pile of dicks.
Like I like some of their corporate culture stuff, and by corporate culture I mean like they do a lot of like bottom up improvement stuff. You know what I mean?
They do, yes.
Yeah, like they really take Kaizen and lean manufacturing to a whole level that, you know, GM hasn't and Ford hasn't.
Yeah, this is hard nerd shit. Like no normie's ever gonna get into it.
Yeah, well, like this is what I'm saying is like I this is my job, like flat out, is helping companies do like Kaizen stuff and lean manufacturing stuff, and it's very difficult for me to get into them because they're sort of tied to a bunch of Japanese companies that do the same thing already. They do the same thing that we do, and yeah, it's hard to kind of push them off of their own turf, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it just is kind of frustrating when companies won't look at that and go, ooh, we need to do this, you know, because they kind of do, a lot of them. And it's not even just auto manufacturers or like their, you know, second or third tier suppliers or anything. It's like all manufacturing everywhere needs to get on this. And it's not because it limits, like, you're not taking work away from people by doing this, you know? That's the frustration I have when I deal with unions doing my job. Like, I like unions, I'm very pro-union, but they see anything that makes a job a little bit easier or anything that makes anything a little bit more efficient as taking the job away from one of their guys. And it's unfortunate because that's not true.
Yeah, so
capitalism, baby.
So yeah, maybe are there any regulations you could think of on unions that could maybe mitigate that?
What, like, no, not really, not off the top of my head, because this is the kind of stuff that's done, like these are decision makers that say, hey, we're going to do X, Y, and Z, and you're not going to take work away from anybody. Like, I understand that, I really do, but we're not taking work away from any people. What we're doing is making their work easier, assuming the manufacturing engineer who we're dealing with knows what they're doing.
Well, and that's the whole idea behind automation anyways, right? Just as an example. Like, it's...
Sure.
Yeah, it's supposed to give people more time to, like, focus on their passions and stuff, right?
Well, that's the thing. We don't deal with anything that's automated. Like, we don't.
Oh,
if
so
you're
it's nothing
putting
like that.
No, it's just a tube. It's an erector set for fucking factories. That's literally it.
Erector set.
Yes, like it's Legos. You put it together and you make some stuff. So like, yeah, I see Grey's smiling there. No, like you put together like you put together. Let me give you a good example. I can even give you. I'm not going to dox myself and give away what company I work with, but
right.
But like, let's put it this way. One of the companies I've been trying to hit up real recently, they manufacture, like, they pack MREs, right?
Based.
Yes, they pack MREs. That's their whole thing. They're one of the 3 companies that is allowed to do that. Okay, there's 20 different menu, or maybe more, actually. It might be up to 24 now. There's 24 different menu items, right? And this has to be done by hand. Nothing on here, like the filling of those sacks and everything, like the retort pouches, that's automated.
Okay.
But once that's done, they have to pack every single thing that goes into these by hand. There's no other way to do it, at least at the moment. I'm sure some genius out there can come up with a machine that could do it, but it would be astronomically expensive, and it hasn't been invented yet. So
yeah, you
right
said genius. Yeah, that's unfortunate for Elon Musk. So you were saying,
yeah, but like they have to do this by hand. So, all right, if you have a line like that, like, how do you make sure everything is like the right size? You don't have too much sitting on the line. You have enough, like, most of your space is used for production. You don't want to have, like, this is a concept called right sizing. You don't want your factory floor to double as a warehouse, because any inch of of production space that you're not using for production is therefore, it has to be, it's being paid for anyway, but you have to be using it for something other than production. You don't want to be using it for anything other than that. So what that means is you have, water spider teams coming in, and I know you probably don't know what the hell that means, but what that means is, like, people who come in and replenish, like, the line, and then they go back and then they replenish the line. They do all of that. They have their warehouse space. That warehouse space is as small as you can possibly make it. And the production lines are taking up as little space as possible, and also are as ergonomically sound as possible, meaning that you can have someone who's maybe 5 feet tall working on there alongside someone who is 6 feet tall working on there. So people do things like build adjustable height flow racking so that, you know, it doesn't matter how tall somebody is. They try to make it as easy as possible for them to like reach forward, grab something, stuff it in there, and let things go on. That's almost every single company in the automotive industry. In fact, all of them, from what I've seen, they have like ergonomic zones that they try to hit, where basically, and to put it in the words of one manufacturing engineer I once dealt with, he wanted to make it so that an 80-year-old, like a group of geriatrics, could run the factory and do everything there without pulling a muscle. Like, they wanted to make it that easy. Like, there weren't any 80-year-old people working there.
But if there was,
But if there was, that makes human beings dependent, right?
Well, that's the point. Like, they want to make it very easy to do these jobs. They don't want to make it hard.
I work plastic production, and the corporation I work for has made it no secret. In fact, the tech lead there that runs it for 10 years is like, eventually all of these lines are going to be done primarily by AI robot arms to put the plastic from the magazines onto the belt.
Yeah,
so
there are like, various things.
Automation is, it may make it easier, but those jobs, once they're gone, they're essentially gone for good.
That's true. So, no, it is true.
Well,
I mean, they're gone for good.
Real quick,
you have to, yeah.
Well, and like, there's always this myth too, I think, around, you know, how that would take away jobs, at least to the extent that it's always put out there. But like, I think people miss also the perspective of like, somebody has to put together those arms, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's kind of like trading one job for another. It might not fill the job market that the automation replaced, but there would still be space for like a new job that would help, you know.
And it would be enormously technical work. Like,
it would probably require some schooling.
A lot of it is. A lot of it is things
by programming. They have these vacuum hoses, and they respond. Right. One error, and they're down. They could be down for minutes, so they could be down for hours.
Yeah, and like, that's money the company is losing
minimal
right
role
there.
Would be correcting it, and
right.
To be fair, that is a job though. It doesn't take technical knowledge to correct it as much.
But keep in mind, a lot of the stuff that at least that I've seen, and a lot of the stuff that gets integrated into the things that I build, like it's not automation. What it does do is make manual. It makes manual assembly easier. So like basically the worker doesn't have to think anymore. Like they don't have to, you know, do the same job again and again, and it reduces errors. So like a lot of what it is, and I can probably share a clip of something like this if you wanted, Grey, but you know, it's like, hey, step 1, do A. And like it'll light up on part 1 and you put it on part 2, and then it'll light up on like on your desk as you're working. Like, yeah, it lights up, you put part 1 on part 2, and then you grab part A and put it on part B, and then you do this and you do whatever. And like that is the assembly procedure until you send it on to the next guy who does a little bit more. And you have like 2 or 3 steps to do. So, and part of the reason why a lot of companies like doing this is not because they want one guy to just become super proficient in this. What they want to do is swap them out from roles every now and then, because doing the same thing all the time gets really boring.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to do that.
Which, you know, decreases the whole, like, it conflicts with the whole labor balance. Real quick.
Yeah, you don't get mentally stimulated by doing
real quick.
Like that.
So, first off, Beer Bash is probably going to hop on here in a bit. He was wanting to play some Zomboid tonight. But Prague also wanted me to go over this EMT thread. If you guys want to stick
Yeah, that'd
around,
be great.
if you guys want to stick around and comment on it, I'm sure that'd be fine. But I know he's wanting me to do this, and you know he is gargling me every day, so I have to comply.
I do be gargling him.
Are Seaweed and Alec gonna join? They were, but they had prior engagements, or they couldn't afford the game right now to be able to join us tonight. Unfortunately, they both couldn't make it, Bash. But if you ask Wendell to join us, I'm sure he'd be down. That'd be dope. What the fuck just dropped? What the fuck? I just heard something drop. What was that? Whatever.
Your balls.
I got a dumb random question for everybody here. Does everyone know who Double Shine is?
No.
No.
All right.
Are they real Southerner?
No, he's a DGGer. I'm apparently debating tomorrow on whether or not people should own guns.
Oh.
I got in this fucking argument with the DGGer the other day. You guys probably saw it.
I might have missed it.
At least in the group chat. It was getting stared at. They had a sun profile pic or whatever the fuck. Dude, it was fucking
that
absolute brainworms, dude. Just talking about how like Vosh is like a pussy. He ain't gonna ever. He always backs out of debates and stuff. And it's like, dude, that's based on the presupposition that you know for a like empirical fact that he's being a coward or something. Which is like, what are you even? You want him to be a pussy, so you could say that. It's dumb. But
yeah, I hear you on that one. Well, I'm gonna at least attempt to do good tomorrow. He also apparently is upset about my thoughts on the police. He thinks they did everything in their power to do whatever.
Oh, okay.
So astounding. Wow. And we'll see if we can work that in. But frankly, I think that people with mental illness like myself can own guns, like I do, just fine. And you just need to, know thyself, more or less.
Bash says
I'm not backing out of this.
Yeah, they for the most part are literally incapable of acting in good faith. All they give a flying fuck about is winning. Yeah, they give a fuck about being right rather than being truthful.
Dear Bash, I'm not backing out of this because I'm not a fucking pussy and I'm right.
Did you guys
when is Bash coming on?
Andre's video yet?
Wait, what? Hold on.
Did you guys? Go ahead.
One at a time.
Sorry, Beer Bash. I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and I'm gonna make him look like a fool. So, deal with that. That's the way you do this.
Prague, you, and then Eel.
Did you watch the Lord Laundry's video? Or
No, I meant to.
He had a new one. Yes,
you
should watch it. It's so good.
Okay, we'll go over it tomorrow. By the way, before we get to you, Eel, and you say what you need to say, please keep it in mind. We're probably gonna change my schedule again, and we're gonna ramp things up somewhat. So I DoorDashed the other night for the first time, and it says 2 hours, but really it was an hour and a half. I didn't have anything to eat all day, so I ate in the middle of it. So for like an hour and a half of DoorDashing, I got $22. So
do the math.
So what I'm thinking is probably Monday through Friday, do like 5-6 hours each day, and then after doing DoorDash, come here and stream Monday through Friday. And then I DoorDash all Saturday, and maybe we'll have an all-day stream instead of Saturdays and do them on Sundays. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Dude, I'm ramping this motherfucker up. The cult will expand if I can have any power over it. We shall dominate the world.
Sounds based.
Fuck
That's
yeah.
good, man.
Anyways, Eel, what did you want to say?
Oh, I was just asking when Bash was joining. Might be interesting.
He said 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah, 10-ish minutes. Okay.
Okay. Well, that should give us enough time to go over the EMT thing.
Okay. Let me turn off the fucking jazz I have in the background. Okay.
Why the fuck would you listen to music like a degenerate?
Because degenerate. Dude. My cock is more classy than you. Anyways.
Don't listen to music. Listen to the sound of the cult, and that is the Dune audiobooks. And nothing else.
I was going to say reverse Latin?
No, Dune. Listen to Dune. Read Theory.
Oh my god.
Dune. Read Dune.
Okay.
Also, possibly The Way of Kings and literally everything else from Brandon Sanderson. And also Parahumans.
How would Dune be theory? Because basically, in Dune, eventually he becomes a god being at some point, and sort of a dictatorship in a way.
Hey man,
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know,
Dune is theory.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Dune.
Yeah, Dune is theory.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, first off, it's a meme. Second of all, I mean, benevolent dictatorship, if that were the case, you know, that's actually a topic we should talk about at some point. But anyways, we can't start.
Hey, if you want to talk about benevolent dictatorships, look at Singapore and see how that goes. I mean,
oh boy,
that's what that is. No,
Dune
Dune is a meme. I'm joking. Like, I don't actually think that's theory.
Okay, I'm lost.
Yeah.
He's memeing.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
But read it anyway because it's really good.
Windowbee, thank you for joining the cult. Welcome. We will meet up in the sacrificial chamber at some point, and we will use Welcome to open up Eldritch Gateways later on. Just make sure you come naked and ready to mingle.
Just FYI, Welcome is why the ocean is salty. So,
True statement. All right, so here's the thing. There's going to be a word that we're going to use, okay? We're going to say...
My safe word is blueberry pancakes.
Cream pie. No, Welcome. How about this? We'll make the talking word Welcome. And make sure we try to do it one at a time. I don't want this to go on too long, but let's have some structure with this. And we'll go over this thread together. So I have seen a bit of this before. Trigger warning, it's sad. So
incredibly sad.
So Dan Kim is apparently an EMT, and some fucked up shit happened. So this thread goes on for a while. This is on May 26th, and they say, I can't fucking sleep tonight. Kept thinking about one of my last calls as an EMT after reading about cops not willingly putting themselves in harm's way. August 2001. I pulled my bus up just outside the police department cordon at the site of a DV call, domestic violence. Lots of nervous Barney Fife types with their hands on their pistols, taking cover behind their cars, filling the radio with useless traffic. Fire dispatch briefed me en route. Normally no biggie, treat the domestic violence victims and transport. This motherfucker was a 1043. Barricaded, probably armed, hostages. I introduced myself to the on-scene commander, who looked the part. Lean, muscular, confident voice and demeanor. Lots of service hash marks on his sleeve. I say looked the part because he sure as shit didn't act that way as the night went on. You see, even with 5 or 6 cops with them, not to mention probable cause to enter the domicile, he wouldn't. He wanted to wait for the county to send ESU, but those heavily armed metalheads would need an hour or more to spin up. Real quick, what's ESU? Do you know?
ESU?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Emergency Services Unit? Maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe. Something like that, yeah.
I don't know. I know military stuff. I don't know what the hell the police are talking about half the time.
Okay. Meanwhile, we waited and sweated. No negotiator, no ESU door kickers. Ah, gotcha. Couldn't even get a helo to spotlight the house. Are you fucking kidding me? I asked Sergeant M why he couldn't move in with the cops he had. His answer blew me away and still angers me to this day. Motherfucker, or M, but yeah, sure, motherfucker, didn't want to, quote unquote, unnecessarily risk his officers. Go ahead.
No, keep going. I'm gonna weigh in how it ties
this speaks
Okay.
for itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember, word is welcome. I was gobsmacked. Like, motherfucker, that badge means we all accept that risk. Fuck it, I'll go. M told me to stand down. I told him to go fuck himself. We heard two shotgun blasts inside the house. One pause, two. I knew what that meant, given the math, but it never registered with M or his officers. I felt sick. I told him he needed to go in now so I could treat the hostages. He told me to stand down. ESU was on the move. One more shotgun blast. M's mouth kept opening and closing like a bass you just pulled out of the water. I told him I was going in because the risk was gone. Oh, fuck. M was right. I wasn't in Leo? L-E-U? L-E-O?
That's law enforcement officer.
Oh, okay. I had no business going in, but deep down I knew my bag wouldn't help any of the three people inside. The fucking door wasn't even locked. And I was right. There was nothing I could do. Wife took a 10-gauge shell to the neck, in the bathroom, or in the bedroom.
Christ.
Bled out through her carotid. 3 or 4-year-old child must have been hiding in the bathroom when Dad got to them. Domestic violence perpetrator turned the shotgun on himself, but didn't manage to die right away. It was messy. He sounded like he was choking on his own blood. I wanted that kid to live more than any other patient I had in my time as an EMT, but I also knew that answer was no. I still see that kid in my dreams now and again. I see them every time I read about a school massacre. I see the murdered child, whose last thought was probably a fear that no one, let alone a fucking goddamn child, should ever have. The perp? Fuck him. Let him choke agonizingly on his own blood. Yeah, I disregard my training, but fuck that guy who just killed his family. Cold take. M finally entered the house and asked why I wasn't treating the perp. Are you fucking kidding me? Long story short, my report, I thought, was a verbal flamethrower that would tank M's career and any possible future as a law enforcement officer. Nothing fucking happened. Because I was just an EMT, not law enforcement. What could I possibly know? M is now the deputy chief of his department.
That makes me sick. That part right there.
Yins are talking about that fucking thread from that EMT talking about how the pigs literally just like got some lady and her daughter killed by her abusive husband.
Yes.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Same shit over and over again.
Look,
yeah, I read through that fucking thread when Yins first sent it to the group chat.
A friend of mine, he's more of a friend of the family, I guess, than a friend of mine. But my God, like he's a professor at Pitt, and he's an EMT. And this guy almost drank himself to death over this kind of shit that happened. Like, Jesus fucking Christ,
So let's continue real quick. We're about halfway through.
Oh boy.
So I told Dr. Chernov, who is this individual that I have up on the stream. I told Dr. J. Chernov earlier tonight that some people who can't accept their badge equals risking their own life aren't meant for police department, fire, EMS. That's the job. I did accept that. But I also realized I had other issues to deal with, unrelated to my EMT days. There was also a quick side trip to the World Trade Center a month later. Yep. And that only confirmed that my decision was and remains the correct one for me at that time. Are you in the car or something?
I am. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
No, you're good.
Well, hang on a second.
I'm still on call.
Oh, I got you.
Well,
okay.
I'm on the clock right now, but I'll go ahead and mute myself.
Okay. World Trade Center a month later, and that confirmed. Then I read that law enforcement officers waited for backup in Uvalde while kids died, and this specific call came roaring back. Fuck. I wouldn't wish that kind of memory on my worst enemy. I saw the child again. Younger than yesterday's victims, but still a child. Then I picked up my kids from school and kept... Oh, God. And kept my utter and abject sense of relief to myself. Hidden in anodyne questions about their day. How fucking dare you? I'll say it again. I don't give 1/10 of half a fuck. How dare you, you cowardly pieces of shit who aren't worthy of the badges on your chests. Children died because of your inaction. Children died while you waited for fucking backup. Children died because you were either unable or unwilling to put your body between the perp and, I can't stress this enough, defenseless fucking children whose only sin yesterday was to go to school wanting to learn and hang out with their friends. Now typing this, all I could see is that child huddled between the tub and the toilet, hoping his dad wouldn't do the unthinkable. Then seeing the result of what had been unthinkable. We all see the unthinkable on a weekly basis now, at least news of it. It's time for that to change. This is macabre, but not new. If the victims' families agree, publish the crime scene photos. Let America see what their passion for unfettered gun ownership hath wrought. Then maybe we'd get common sense gun laws like a background check. At least. Enough platitudes. I can't swallow another one without wanting to puke. Fuck your thoughts and prayers. Politicians, you have the statutory power to do something about this scourge, yet you do fuck all. Do it for children who just want to play during recess. Do it for folks shopping, socializing at a supermarket because racist zoning rules made that a gathering place. Do it for congregates at a synagogue, patients at Planned Parenthood. Do it for Asian salon workers in Atlanta, Dallas. Do it for your country. As alien as that concept might sound to you. Like The Onion says, after all such massacres, like we mentioned earlier, not mass shootings, these are massacres. No way to prevent this, says only nation where this regularly happens. Here I endeth the lesson with this gif.
Fox Potato in my chat says it gets even worse. They referring to, I'm guessing, the Uvalde Police Department cops got training like 2 months before.
Yeah, they did.
On how to handle this like active shooting scenario type of shit. They didn't do a goddamn thing that they were like supposedly supposed to be doing that they were trained on.
Yeah, they had their orders. And when I say orders, I mean standing orders. Like they had standing orders. Like this is what happens when like X, Y, and Z happens. And
also, hello, Fox Potato. How are you doing today?
And this is what pisses me off so fucking much about this, is that these people sat outside. 19 of them sat outside a fucking classroom as they could hear shots going. They knew goddamn well that there were living kids inside there that they could try and save, and they did not do it. Like there were 911 calls made.
Let's go get our own kids out of other classrooms and then stand around and play with our balls. Because
some of them did that. Like
we're a bunch of stupid fucking pigs.
As if they couldn't fucking breach a door. Every single truck, or every single cop car I've ever been in my life. It's only been a few, but you know.
By the way, Grey, I'm ready to go if you want to fire up Zomboid.
Okay.
Yeah, you kids do what you need to do. I'm just furious at these fucking cops. Like they could have. Every single one of them has a shotgun in their fucking car. All of them. I've never seen a single one that didn't. And there were 19 of them who arrived on the scene 4 minutes after all this started. Okay?
Like,
yes, 2 of them took grazing little fucking wounds. Wonderful. That's cool. If they're too scared, those 2, that's fine. I understand that. There were 17 other people that could rush that fucking door, blast the fucking doorknob and all of the hinges on the door off, kick it down, and kill that motherfucker, and they didn't do it.
Yeah. That kind of reminds me of, like, when I watched Bo's video on 303.
Yep. 303. Goddamn right. He doesn't miss, motherfucker. That motherfucker doesn't miss on shit.
Yeah,
I don't know how he does it.
Caradotis says in my chat, cops can get military equipment essentially free. You think they can use that shit to stop a mass shooting every now and again? Yeah, you think they could, but nope. Instead, they use it to go just like murder people during no-knock raids, and then during this, during an actual active shooting scenario, the SWAT guys are nowhere to be found. The regular piggies are even though they have their own guns, are standing around playing with their dicks. Well, like parents are like, we should go rush in there because these useless fucking ghouls are literally just standing around playing with their fucking balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ignored their own protocol. Their own protocol says you fucking press the shooter. You're in an active shooter scenario. The first thing you do is radio somebody and say, hey, there's an active shooter in blah, blah, blah area, whatever the fuck code you want to use for that. I don't care. Cool. They did do that. Wait, they did do that. And then the second thing that they're supposed to do is put the fucking radio down and try to kill him. That's it. Like, that's your whole fucking job. If you take a couple of bullets in the process, too fucking bad. Like, that's your job.
Yeah, you literally signed up for that job.
Exactly. And it wasn't even just, like, originally, I thought, and this was my mistake because I didn't understand, I thought that maybe that guy had somehow snuck into the school and, like, done some fucking ninja shit somehow, and got into that classroom and just killed everybody in like a minute, like in under 30 seconds. Yeah, I know. I'm aware. I'm aware of this now. I didn't know before. And like, okay, if you believe everyone in that classroom is dead, and like right now he's contained in there, I kind of do understand. Like having 2 people outside the door who may have taken some bullets from him, like some grazing wounds, like containing him in there until a breaching team arrives. I understand that. However, that's not what happened. What did happen is that there were children still in that classroom who were calling the police saying, please God, help us. Like that kind of shit. Like they were whispering that into their phones. Like just lying under their dead classmates and like covering themselves in blood so they look dead.
Welcome. Hang on.
Sorry. I'm a little emotional.
No. It's all right. I love the passion. It's fine. Number 1, Bash. Before you talk, hang on. For some reason, I'm trying to host the server, and it keeps telling me server is stopped during launch, normal termination. I don't know what the fuck is happening. I've closed it out and reopened it several times. I don't know what's going on.
Did they close down the servers for it?
I don't know.
I'll message Wendell. Wendell's playing Zomboid right now, so I'll message them on Steam and ask if they're familiar with this problem.
Okay.
Hey, Bash, do you really think that? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well,
this weird motherfucker that has some weird beef with me and keep and keeps like raiding my chat with like outright libelous and usernames claiming I'm abusing people. That person's back. Fucking wonderful.
Yeah.
Have you tried blocking?
Also, I'm
They-
gonna
they just
exit
make
and
new
restart.
accounts.
Yeah, I'm gonna exit and restart Discord. I'm gonna exit and restart Discord so that I have it in admin mode so that my push to mute button will fucking work.
Word.
/fan.
Have fun.
Boom.
Look, I'm gonna dip out of here in a sec. But
Real
yeah.
quick. Prague, what were you gonna say?
Well, I just wanted to like kind of share like how my in-class training and stuff is going, because like that shit, like reading that dude's tweet thread and like how it applies to my school, and reading about the school shooting, it hits really hard right now for me in particular, because like that's gonna be my future. That's gonna happen like within a few months. I am sure that I'm gonna be called to respond to a mass casualty event, whether it's shootings or an accident or whatever. But it makes it especially heinous and like extra heavy for me right now is because I do have a kid now. Like 5 years ago, the same me would not be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I don't even have a kid, but like my ex-girlfriend that I've been talking to recently, I don't even know if we're ex anymore, but she's got a 4-year-old child, and this kid's adorable. Like she's the sweetest thing. Like,
yeah,
she's
like
you know?
I'm just picturing my daughter, like this little sweet little girl that, you know, last night just grabbed my cheeks just to give me a kiss, and like just dances around, knows nothing but love, and then going to school where she has to improvise with her friend's blood bleeding out in front of her.
Yeah.
She has to throw that on top of herself just to pretend that she's dead. Like, she basically had to stick her fingers in her friend's bullet wounds, bleeding out to death, hemorrhaging. Like, I've seen this stuff in the books, but like when my mind fills in that blank puzzle piece with my daughter in that same spot, like it hurts to no end. Like,
God,
what kind of fucked up world is this, man?
I know, man. Like, I look at this and I look at like her name's Judy, right? And like I cannot imagine her ever having to do something like that. And it scares me, like, cause like they're across the pond. They're half a world away.
It hit home, but like what realistically is going to change? Because we've had Sandy Hook, we've had Pulse, we've had that Paddock shooting that killed 50. Like, logically, this is going to be a pattern of behaviors and actions that's just going to continue ad nauseum.
So
I know.
So like, here's the thing about it though, is that like, first off, like right when you came into the chat, I literally was like a 4-hour segment that I'm gonna need to break down as concisely as possible. All about this shit and all the details I could potentially pull up surrounding it. And the thing is that, like, you know, there are solutions. There are ways to mitigate this to the best of our ability. And are mass shootings going to happen regardless? Abso-fucking-lutely they are. Because if you're sick enough to try to get a gun to do a mass shooting, you're going to find a way to get a gun to do a mass shooting. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. And not only that, but it's an inevitable consequence of a toxic culture such as here in the United States, normalizing this shit over and over again. You know, this is the world we live in now. And so, but there are solutions, and the current gun laws we have fucking dozens and dozens of loopholes in them that need closed up, that we actively choose not to close up. Not only that, but there are other there are other bills that have either been proposed or not even thought about and drafted by at least the powers that be that fucking should be, that would absolutely, as a matter of mathematical precision, would solve the problem that just isn't being put forward.
I want to bring up a point. Like earlier, Anna said that the Sandy Hook children are now high schoolers, and that happened during Obama.
Yeah.
Wait, seriously?
And that means
it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, we failed an entire generation of children because they're gonna be adults soon. And back then, I still had the power to vote and everything, and like it has made zero material difference.
Wait, when did Sandy Hook happen?
2012.
That was 2012?
It was like December of 2012, so getting close to 10 years ago.
Yeah. No, that is 10 years ago.
Yeah, like all the kids that were going to school at that school when that happened are either like in high school or like finished with it by now.
Yeah.
So
okay.
to me,
I didn't
that
realize.
that just shows that those kids that grew up and now are in high school, they see absolutely zero.
There is for a minute.
There is zero material difference. And during the whole time of their lifespan between the shooting and now, my ability to vote didn't really do anything. Like, it just shows how much of a grip that the NRA and the conservatives are, like, how much power they have to just stagnate and stonewall anything meaningful. Yeah. And it's infuriating. Like,
unfortunately, we live in a country where it's run 50-50 by sociopaths and 50-50
by sitting ducks
and cowards and feckless, dumb fucking failures in leadership that
Can you believe that the Senate broke? They broke. They're not in session. They're on recess right now. A day after.
It doesn't surprise me though. Like every fucking time they do that, there's always something fucked up that happens, mass shooting or not, and then they recess for a couple of weeks, and it's like, of course they did, of course, because they
have all the political momentum and will right now, and they decided, no, we're just gonna let it cool down. No, we don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
If like the Senate is going to continue existing, it needs to be stripped of the vast majority of its power. It should be rendered like the fucking British House of Lords.
Yeah.
Which, for those of you who don't know that much about UK politics, UK technically has a bicameral legislature. They have House of Commons and they have House of Lords.
Yeah.
House of Commons is elected. House of Lords is the Lord's spiritual, which is like 20-something bishops from the fucking Anglican Church.
I'm gonna mute myself real quick.
Sure.
I gotta make a phone call.
And it's like the Lord's spiritual is like a bunch of bishops from the fucking Anglican Church. They only make up like 20-something seats on the House of Lords, though, and then the rest of the seats are all either life peers or like some of them are hereditary peers, although hereditary peers used to be entitled to the fucking House of Lords. However, now that's not the case anymore. There can only be like X number of hereditary peers in it. And a life peer, for those of you who don't know what that shit means, like peerage is like some sort of nobility shit in the UK. Life peers are people who are like made like a baron or something by the monarch. For example, Margaret Thatcher was made a life peer after she like retired. She was declared like Baroness Thatcher of some place. But with a life peer,
she's dead now.
Yeah, exactly. And she didn't she was a life peer, so that title died. It didn't get handed off to her like offspring.
Yeah.
Whereas hereditary
Wait, did she
peerages.
spawn other people?
I think she did have children, yeah, but I'm not entirely sure though. But
oh, that's unfortunate.
yeah, she was a life peer. The vast majority of new peerages that get created are life peers. I don't think a new hereditary peerage has been created in decades. But
on the other hand, who cares about the British?
But yeah, also what I was getting to with all that is House of Commons, bicameral, the British legislature is bicameral, House of Commons holds like basically all the power. House of Lords was had a lot of its power stripped at the beginning of the 20th century. And then I think it was in 1998, there was the House of Lords Act, which stripped even more power from the House of Lords, and then also put into place the limit on the number of hereditary peers that are allowed to serve in it. And
no, I don't want to jump completely in front of Grey here. I know he's doing a thing, but if you want to see something very funny that isn't about whoever the gumdrop king of fairyland is, I did put a link in your chat. And it shows some American and UK volunteers blowing the shit out of a Russian BMP. So have fun with that if you like.
I did see that. I'm honestly surprised those foreign volunteers were even given the equipment to do that shit.
Oh no, there's so much of it though.
There is, but you know what? You know what's been the situation for most of the foreign volunteers in Ukraine?
I don't know. Do tell me.
Most of the foreign volunteers in Ukraine have been given a Mosin Nagant or a Makarov pistol with maybe one spare magazine of ammunition.
Are you sure you're not talking about the...
That's also been the case with Russia.
Yeah, that is not what I've seen. Show me what... Please link me something. I want to see what you're talking about.
I'd have to do some serious fucking digging for it again. It was just something I stumbled on a while ago. But yeah, a lot of there were issues with there were reports of issues with foreign volunteers in Ukraine being all pissed off because they realized, oh fuck, they're sending us foreign volunteers to go be cannon fodder with really shitty equipment while Ukraine's actual soldiers gets the good stuff, and we're expected to go die so that then they can go kill the guys who killed us.
Okay, I want to see that. Fucking DM me or something. All right.
Yeah, because I'd have to do a lot of digging to find it because it was over a month ago that I saw that shit.
Okay. Here's the thing. Most of the Ukrainian army stuff I've seen so far has been them being pretty exemplary. I mean, in the sense of
well, is that Ukrainian army stuff or the foreign volunteers?
Both.
Which because it totally wouldn't surprise me at all.
A lot of the foreign volunteers who I've seen who have gone over there and have been recording stuff, they're probably not working directly in the Ukrainian army. What they are doing is probably working under defense forces, the Ukrainian defense forces.
I think a lot of them are joining that is the Ukrainian army, but there's the Ukrainian National Guard, which are the irregulars.
Yes, the Ukrainian National Guard, they're defending X city or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand
and that's also,
those guys may not get all the really good stuff, but
that's a universal thing across the world is that National Guardsmen tend to not get as good equipment as the active duty guys.
Well, it's true. I mean, the reason why though is
example in the United States, National Guardsmen still train with M16s, still drill with M16s.
Yes.
Even though the actual dudes that are we're in Greyecraft's VC, the Windows in my in my voice chat, right? Sorry, I was talking to. Oh, I can just mute myself. That's right.
Yeah, but understand that the reason those people are doing that is because they're not under fire or anything, and frankly, defending is easier than attacking, and the Ukrainian army needs to be attacking at least in some areas. And they're being very, very cautious with a lot of what they're doing because they're not stupid. They know they can't make mistakes. So yeah, there's some advances made. There's a lot of digging in. There's a lot of stuff like that, but no, they're not just giving people fucking Moisen guns and telling them to run to the front lines. That's not happening.
That's definitely been way more of an issue with Russia's National Guardsmen that they've called up.
Exactly. And it's not even the National Guardsmen. They're not using Russian soldiers. They're using Ukrainians from the DNR and LPR or whatever the fuck they're calling themselves. Like they're basically war slaves.
But real quick, Rondo,
yeah.
Grey, so Wendell's in my voice chat, they said that they were able to see the crafting the narrative voice channel earlier, but like now it's gone.
No. I privated it.
What?
I am unprivating it now.
Gotcha. Yeah.
See a bunch of
you know that you can like set up roles so that you can have it like always visible, but only certain people can join, right?
I'm gonna have to fucking dissect my. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'll do that later.
Yeah. If you ever sometime in our downtime want to, hello Wendell.
Hello. Re-privating real quick. There.
If you ever sometime during downtime want to like spend some time together and I can like screen share with you and show you how like some of the settings work with like channel permissions and roles, I could do that for you.
Yeah, that sounds
what
good.
What I do not know how to do is the fancier stuff where you like have a bot integrated to it so that when it's like you know how like a lot of bigger streamers have their shit set up so that when you join the server, it's like you can't see like any of the channels except for the rules channel until you like react to the rules message with an emote to say that you agree to the rules and then you get access. I don't know how to do that stuff, but I do know how to set it up like my server is, where like people with no roles can only access like one channel so that there's only one channel that could get like blown up by hate raid spam or something like that. And then when people like for example, how it works in my server is
well, hold on. Wait. Hang on. So real quick, I need to piss. I'm hoping
sure thing.
I'm hoping it's not
You don't wear a diaper like a real streamer?
I always joke with the iRacing.
It might be poopy, I don't know. But
take your time.
Again,
if I'm
Thank you for sharing.
If I'm not back within like 2 minutes, I'm pooping. So my apologies, but I'll try and make it quick. But I will say this before I go, as far as Project Zomboid is going, I have been going link after link after link regarding this, and it might be a corrupted save file.
Yeah.
No.
We might.
In the meantime,
wait. Welcome.
Just remember, push really, really hard.
No, that's how I got hemorrhoids. Wendleby.
So do I.
Wendleby, you get the welcome stick.
Cool. I'm gonna set that down and wash my hands.
Okay.
And yeah, check your Twitter messages. I sent you a Reddit thread that may help you. But yeah, it's either you might have to delete a map.bin file that's in your Zomboid save folder.
Okay, yeah, you have to walk me through that because I've seen some shit like that, and it's all gibberish.
Let me open up my.
But I'm gonna go ahead and use the bathroom. You guys chitter chatter and stuff.
Yeah,
sure thing.
And
sure thing, Greg. Look, push as hard as you possibly can. If there are any nobules or anything, just use some scissors. Take them out.
Don't hurt yourself.
Christ. All right, I'll be back.
I've had the same problem Gray's had. I get it.
So, Wendell, how the fuck have you been doing today?
Okay, I'm doing all right.
Yeah. At least all right as you can be, considering that we all live in a capitalist dystopia.
Well, I mean, that too.
Well, I live in Detroit, so I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Oh.
That's nice.
I mean, I live in a dystopia for sure, but, I don't know about capitalist. Nah, it definitely is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Detroit's the way it is because car companies literally
I'm well aware.
Fucking car companies.
Also, Beer Bash, I am not backing out of this fucking debate. What are you talking about? What is this
I mean,
nonsense?
I wasn't expecting you to back out of it, but just like You just gotta realize that, like, they're like, yeah,
they're
you
not
might be
better
able to
than me.
make the.
They're
You
not,
might be. You'll
they're
be able
not,
to make
but
the
they're not
DGG.
better than me.
Yes, you'll be able to make the. I guess.
I'm telling you, they're not better than me. I know what I'm talking about.
Can I get some context here?
Sure. I have a debate on, like, should people be advocating for gun ownership? In fact, let me pull up my shit here.
This is definitely gonna. You realize that this is gonna. Your talk with this dude is gonna be cursed as fuck, right?
What do you mean?
Who are you talking with?
It's just gonna be.
I'm talking to. All right. I'm talking to Doppelshine. His position is that encouraging people to buy guns is statistically increasing their chance of harm, especially if they deal with mental issues, and that is locked in, and that is all I'm going to be discussing, unless he wants to also talk about the fucking shooting.
True. By itself, that's
the thing. That's another thing. Such a specific window there is like, there's kind of like when it comes to like sheer statistics.
Yes, and I agree with that. Yeah. Wait, stop. I agree with that. Statistics do show that prolific gun ownership leads to more suicides where the victim uses a gun. However, the reason is ease of access to firearms. It can and should be mitigated by proper stowage, adding a wait time to purchases and broader access to mental health care services.
So
all
you're
of these
the pro
things
regulation, education.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay, we're not going to have any issues then.
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
And keep in mind, I have clinical depression myself. I have guns myself, like in the house right now. Like, I know
like you're
how.
Arguing anecdotally from a position that, like, just because you have wait times doesn't necessarily mitigate the fact that the act could happen once they have.
Wait, which act do you mean? Which act do you mean?
Well, you see
any harmful act, basically.
Well, no, he's largely talking about suicide in his thing.
In the guy that you're talking against. Okay.
He's largely talking about suicide, and that is it's something I'm very familiar with, unfortunately. But like suicide itself, like the bringing yourself to that point is it's a low point. It has to be a low point, and it always is with a lot of these people. And any barrier you can put between that person and like the easiest and fastest way to do a push button deletion of yourself is good. And that includes proper gun stowage. So like you store your guns locked in a safe or something, and you store it away from the ammunition. You own guns for a reason. You don't own them just for shits and giggles, that sort of thing.
It's a tool.
Yeah, it's a tool. I have 2 firearms in my house right now. One of them is a bolt-action infantry rifle. And
what kind, if you don't mind me asking? Just out of
gun. It's an 8mm.
Nice.
Yeah. It's not a. Yeah,
they're Nazi guns, but.
Well, it has the stamps and eagles and swastikas on it. I'm not going to lie, but
it's
considering
they're Nazi guns, but they were good guns.
What kind of gun was it?
They are good guns, and it was taken off a dead one by one of my relatives.
A K98.
Yeah, it's a K98.
A Mauser.
So if I were to decide to do anything with that gun other than hunting deer, which is the only thing I do with it, I would have to load the ammunition myself first, because it's basically not sold anywhere anymore.
Wait, what?
That's what
I've been able to find 8mm Mauser easier than the fucking caliber that my 100-year-old gun is in.
Wait, really? Where?
I can't remember where. I remember looking it up a little while ago. 7.92. Yeah, I'm
Give
sorry.
me the fucking
It's just
website.
been a while. It's just been a while. I was looking around.
Jesus.
I'm pretty sure because I know 7.92 by 57 millimeter Mauser is still like semi-regularly used for hunting in Europe. Now that's in Europe,
I
so
know
our
it is.
laws might be
I'm well aware.
it might just be complicated to find it here, but I have a gun that's definitely harder to find bullets for.
Fair. No, I don't think that mine is the only gun out there that it's hard to find bullets for.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The other gun I have, the other gun I have is just a simple old 12 gauge. It's a double barrel over under, and I only use it for skeet shooting and hunting birds, basically. Like that's it. Like that's what this gun is for. So when I go hunting birds and whatnot with like my family, because my uncle trains bird dogs and stuff, and he enjoys doing this, and so does my aunt, and so does my dad, and so does my brother, and so do I. It's like, yeah, we're gonna go hunting pheasant or grouse or something. Let the dogs loose, do whatever, and if we get one,
and you just pissed off all of the super dogmatic, ethical vegans who are even like against pet ownership in any human relationship with animals.
Well, I have pet ownership already, and you know what? I feed him. I fed my cat squirrel for the first time about a month ago. So
just not the brain, right?
What?
Not the brain, right?
Well, no, I chopped that off with a hatchet.
Good shit, yeah. Because I know that like
he has a wonderful dried. He has a wonderful dried toy where I just tied the dried tail to a string, and he can go ahead and chase that. He loves that thing.
I mean, that's a good use. At least you're not letting the squirrel go to waste.
Exactly.
I was taking a poop.
Squirrels are delicious.
I was taking a poop just now, and it was the quickest one I ever did. I wiped all the way, don't worry.
Congratulations.
We don't believe you, but okay.
I also washed my hands.
We also don't.
You're a streamer, so that's literally impossible, and I can confirm.
It's very true.
Okay.
You've never washed your hands or showered in your life.
Oh, okay.
Literally every single person talking to you right now on this panel has become a virgin, whether or not they have children of their own.
Yeah.
Well, no. So,
you mind, Arundo, you mind me asking what kind of over-under 12 gauge you got, just out of curiosity?
It's a Remington Spartan.
Nice. I can't even remember who the hell made my goddamn over-under anymore. It's it's like a Stoger, that's right. It's nothing particularly impressive.
No, it's a really nice gun. I love it. And honestly, the only reason I even have it and continue, like, I felt stupid the last time I used it anywhere because like I brought it to my dad's like hunting camp. He's got a big property out in Pennsylvania, and it was like, yeah, we're gonna go like do some squirrel hunting, do some whatever. And I brought my gun and everything. I brought my ammo, and when we got all the way out there, I had forgotten to bring my car keys, which is important because I keep the thing fucking locked, and I couldn't actually unlock the thing because I left my car keys back at the house.
So real quick,
so it was stuck in the trunk of his car the entire time.
So
I had to use it.
What's up, Grey?
So real quick, first off, the last thing I heard before coming back into the room and rejoining was you feeding your dog a squirrel, which doesn't surprise me. Second,
I don't actually have a dog, but I did feed my cat squirrel.
Oh, your cat? Yeah.
Yes.
But no. So there was something. See, this is why there's that famous statue of a guy sitting on the toilet thinking, because you guys were talking, and I think I just had an idea that probably cracks the code when it comes down to the whole suicide statistic with gun ownership. I think I just fixed it.
Tell me.
So it's going to require some fucking money, and it's going to require the government being responsible for it, but...
Uh-oh. I don't like that.
No. So...
No, go for it.
So here's the thing. The suicide statistic is real, right? Yep. It's a problem. and it is more likely with gun ownership. However, could you imagine, this is a hypothetical, but could you imagine what would happen if, say, someone legally purchases a firearm and, you know, the firearm comes with a thumbprint activation, only the registered owner with that thumbprint registered to the weapon can access and use that firearm like an iPhone. If there was some kind of attachment, kind of like I mentioned in the segment earlier today. But on top of that, even without that, what if you get a firearm, you get it legally, the government is going to know that you are a registered gun owner, and they definitely know where you live. So why not federally, maybe through the military, but use military resources for civilians, and create a new line of gun storage units, like a cabinet or some shit, right? To store your firearms in. And
armory.
I mean, we sell military surplus to the police already, so why the fuck not?
No.
Wait. But hold on.
Ray's talking about an armory here.
Yeah, I know.
And we're talking about an upgraded armory. I want you to imagine real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Military grade armory sent to your house, and, you know, you put it where you need to fucking put it. And there are 3 components to it. Okay, number 1, there's a speaker attached to it, and I'll explain why that's there. Number 2, there's a timer. You got to put in a code like a safe, a personalized code, and once you do, there's a timer for like maybe 5 minutes before it opens. Okay? So it gives you at least some time to think about your decision before making a terrible one. And if you're that desperate and you're no, fuck this shit, I'm gonna, and like you press a certain button that says that's like a red button or something, instantly contacts 911. And the speaker is the operator. And sure, now there's a possibility that you still could commit suicide with the firearm now that it has been emergency opened. You know, like instead of 5 minutes, it's right there. But
of course,
there's an operator right there to try to talk you through it, let alone if it's not a suicide, and now the operator has firsthand audio of why you're getting the gun in a defensive situation potentially, and now there are cops on the way to help you out.
I don't hate this idea completely. However, what I would say is that as someone,
granted, the cops haven't really been much of a help, but still,
sure, they're more likely to just show up and kill you and your dog.
Yeah, I grant that. What I would say is, as someone who has been in not exactly that situation, but in a situation where I was suicidal for a very long time, and I had access to both the arms and the ammunition in my house. I don't know what good this would do exactly. It seems like this is like a community armory sort of thing. Like that's
what
idea.
Fox Potato in my chat actually asked a couple minutes ago. Why not like communal armories?
It's not a horrible idea. It isn't. I mean, that's how I had to store my firearms when I was in the military and I had to keep them on base. Like, what I would do is go in and say, hello, how are you? This is what I'm trying to keep here you go. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, whatever. And I would keep them in the armory on base. Like that's how that went. I couldn't just keep them in my room, you know?
Yeah.
And fair enough. Okay, whatever. I don't know how that would work for private civilians because, like,
that's also where I don't hate this idea either. My issues with it are more so that it takes such a statist angle about it.
Yeah,
because I am like, As you who have heard me talk more about like state versus anarchy or whatnot, I am pretty vehemently anti-state.
Well, here, let me say a couple things real quick.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so in regards to the armory, the communal armory, that works on a military base because you have military training.
Yes.
And that's, I mean,
mostly. Keep in mind,
in favor of
I didn't shoot a
education.
gun. I didn't shoot a gun the entire time I was in the military, not even once. So,
but yeah. But you,
like,
you were. I'm assuming you were taught like how to handle one.
I was a freaking mechanic, man. Like I shot a couple times in boot camp, but that was it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So no, I'm not a fucking high-speed, low-drag operator.
Under
any circumstances.
You just had more training than like a Joe Jerkoff who's never touched guns, basically, right?
I suppose.
You were given a base amount of information.
I was given an air-powered shotgun to fire during basic training, and I fired a pistol once. Wait, no, twice.
Either way.
Yeah, and the second time it wasn't great.
Oh my god.
Regardless.
Either way, you're not the only person who was on that military base.
I was not.
It was like in a sense, it was a community. That could work in like civilian communities if gun education were more accessible, which is something that I'm in favor of.
I'm in favor of that as well.
And
Absolutely.
how you would how you would get the manpower to operate it? It would be like a community, like a volunteer sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
that
doesn't necessarily have to. And the second thing is,
I have an idea. here. Hold on. All right. So when I was like the first time I ever went hunting, I was 12 years old. And like you have to go through a hunter safety course before doing that, and you have to be accompanied by an adult when you're out doing that sort of thing. So the idea is that you go through a safety course, right? But it's done by what are essentially like game wardens, more or less. And I wonder if those people would be capable of operating an armory like that. I think they might be.
I mean, if you would need to you'd have to have like the technical know-how on how to operate everything that's in there. Obviously, have to be like trustworthy enough to.
Sure. Yeah, you would. I mean,
you have like a small crew of people could do it, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a state-oriented thing.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be, but I'm talking about what we would be able to do with what we have in place now.
Yes.
So, like, game wardens, like, I have my pluses and minuses with them as well. I've had my good run-ins and bad run-ins with them. But at the same time, it's like, they already do know how to operate firearms. They do know how to operate like a lot of other things.
Safe storage and maintenance.
Yes, they aren't stupid, basically, is what I'm saying here. And they're frequently, like, part of their job a lot of the time is frequently going to are you guys familiar with the concept of state game lands?
Vaguely, yeah.
So state game lands broadly, at least in Pennsylvania. I can't speak for every state in the union.
Oh, okay. No, I know.
So state game lands are where anybody with a license can go hunt. That's the whole point of state game lands.
Yeah.
Like if you want to go turkey hunting,
they
deer
have them
hunting,
on
whatever.
reservations.
Yeah, like you have an area where like hunting is like a given, more or less, like within whatever given season we're talking about here. So, state game lands.
They pay money for them too.
What's that?
I said, and they pay money to get those licenses too.
Well,
sure.
Yeah, I mean licenses aren't
back where
terribly.
I lived,
they're not terribly expensive.
Lots of people.
Like I pay a lot of money for my license because I live in Michigan and I hunt in Pennsylvania, and it costs like $100 to go do that sort of stuff. If I were to only hunt in Michigan and had like a Michigan license and everything and residency, which I do have, it would be a whole hell of a lot less expensive.
I used to wander onto those. I grew up in Michigan, and I used to walk out of the woods a lot when I was growing up, and I would wander onto those those game lands.
Yeah,
and would only really find out when I heard gunshots like somewhere off in the distance. Like, oh, okay.
In Pennsylvania, people hike on. Pennsylvania has state game lands too, which are specifically like places set aside. Like you can hunt in state forests as well, but game lands are like explicitly like set aside like for hunting, and
you can't
camp in a state game land. Basically, that's what they.
You gotta understand, like the first day of deer season in Pennsylvania is almost like Thanksgiving. Like,
kids in my school district got the day off.
Wait, Beer Bash, are you in Pennsylvania?
I'm in New York now. I'm from Pennsylvania.
Wait, where in
Pennsylvania? I'm from
Pennsylvania?
central Pennsylvania too. I'm originally from State College.
Oh yeah, I know exactly where you're from. I'm from Pittsburgh originally.
Yeah, even though State College is weird because it's this like area from like its downtown area. It's like a 5 or 6 mile radius in each direction of like a urbanized core and then suburbs, and then outside of that, it's nothing. I'm aware. The school district that serves State College serves a lot of serves a lot of very rural areas, and so even in a more suburban. I remember. I think did you go to Pittsburgh city schools, or are you from like Pittsburgh suburbs?
I'm from here. I'll give you my county or whatever. I'm from Peters Township. Does that help you?
That's like east.
Yeah, they're a bunch of
fucking
cake eaters.
Is that in Westmoreland, or is that in
It's around that area.
Yeah.
Peters Township. Let me put it this way: our high school, is it's a wealthy area.
My high school's hockey team played Peters Township. That was like the only sport we played Peters Township in, because for State College's sports, most of the teams that we played were Harrisburg teams. But
fair.
I remember when I lived in the city of Pittsburgh, I talked to like my one coworker had children that went to Pittsburgh city schools because they lived in the city, and they were saying that that I asked them if they got the first day of deer season off, and I don't think Pittsburgh city schools get the first day of deer season off like suburban rural schools do. But
here, Grey, I wanted to throw this to you here. So just to give you and Beer Bash an idea of what my school is like, it's actually been in a movie once.
Oh damn!
Yeah, have you ever seen The Perks of Being a Wallflower?
Yes. Oh, that was I forgot that was set in Peters Township.
That was Peters Township High School right there. Everything inside that school was Peters Township High School. I recognized every inch of it.
Huh.
Yep. This was long after I graduated, obviously, but
real quick.
Yeah, that was my high school.
Welcome.
That was
so Bash Window, I don't know, I'm kind of I really don't want to fuck with it, I'm not gonna lie. Is it okay if I continue editing settings for just a new server or a new place to go?
I'm not opposed to starting a new playthrough if you don't want to have to like dive through.
It sounds like a pain in the fucking ass.
That shit can be a pain in the ass, yeah.
And we can always the stuff we had isn't really all that special. We can get it again very easily.
Yeah.
If you're gonna start a new server though, if you want to add some mods, I could throw some your way, like quality of life stuff.
I don't know how to do that.
You can do it through the Steam workshop.
Look, you
gotcha.
kids do
You'd
what
have
you
to tell
need
me
to
which
do.
mod's that also.
I'll just send you the.
I am gonna have
Roger
to
that.
go in a sec here. I think.
Okay.
All right.
I'll exit Project Zomboid real quick so that if we're gonna do that, I can install some quality of life mods. I am excited for the next couple of days because the pizza shop I work at is closed tomorrow and on Memorial Day. And tomorrow, since it's the day before Memorial Day, that is a big day for motorsports fans.
I got the day off.
Tomorrow, there's if you get ESPN, Monaco Grand Prix on at 9 a.m.
That's wonderful.
Or 9 a.m. Eastern,
guys,
so that's really early in California.
Welcome to Hurundo.
Here's the only thing I was gonna say. That link I posted in chat. Watch that shit and watch a fucking Russian BTR get blown the fuck up. Enjoy.
That's something we'll need to do off stream because I'm one should be paranoid about playing that stuff on stream.
Don't worry, you don't see anything. You don't see anything. There's no blood. There's no nothing.
Well, that's good.
Still, even pictures of buildings getting shelled can be weird.
Y'all are paranoid. All right.
Now you need to be paranoid with Twitch's incredibly shitty moderation.
I get it. I get it. But at the same time, fuck Russia, fuck Putin, and fuck all the Vatniks. Tie me to a fucking missile and launch me at Moscow. I'm fucking ready, boys.
It is D, all the above.
You're goddamn right. I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm sorry. I found basically the fuck Russia and pro-military Twitter, and I've been on a kick on this, and these guys are fucking hilarious. Don't ask me why they're all Shiba Inus right now, but my god, it's fucking beautiful. These people are just on their shit. And it is hilarious. Also, if you would like to donate to a couple of them, they are trying to get some what is it? Yeah, they're trying to get some plates, some plate armor for some of the Georgian Legion. So enjoy. If you want to, toss them $5, go for it. That's all I'm saying.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can leave a link in chat if you like. All right.
But
I gotta get out of here though. I love y'all. Enjoy Project Zomboid.
Hopefully we can get it working.
Fun. Yeah, well, hopefully. Otherwise, watch some videos of grid square deletion devices that are being sent to Ukraine now, and will hopefully delete Russian grid squares. Yay.
Okay.
Have a good one, Rondo.
Much love.
Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna go ahead and masturbate over this for a minute.
All right.
Weird, but okay.
No, it's not weird. It's not weird. I love watching the Vatniks get.
It's a little bit of weird. It's
all right. Peace out, brother.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Yep.
So, Grey.
Yes.
Check your Steam messages.
Yeah, I saw that you messaged me. I'm doing the settings right now. Once I get to the end of it, I'll check them out before I initiate.
I'm just sending you a few. One of them will show you the condition of your weapon on screen. Another one adds an item that makes it so that when you read it, you can transcribe your skills, and when you die, all you have to do is read the journal. You get your skills back.
Okay.
That's really based.
One of them makes it so
if you want to play on a server with those, you might have to install those quality of life updates before you create it.
Probably, because I think when you add the mods, that's on the when you start a new game, that's on the screen where you have the game settings. As well.
Real quick, starter kit or bear?
Starter kit.
Okay.
Gives you a backpack and a baseball bat and I think a hammer.
Oh, true.
Some chips and pop.
Player built construction. Yeah. Leave that normal. We don't make this too easy.
I almost thought that I got like booted out of the VC by like lagging out of it or some shit for a second because I heard the bloom and then the whatever the humming noise was stopped.
Yeah, that was eel.
Gotcha.
Let's do that.
I'm trying to find the mod that makes it so it adds like dancing as a character action. It's somewhere in here. I know it is.
Yeah, Gray, I'm guessing you'll have to like exit the Project Zomboid client to like install any of these, just so you're aware if you want to install them before.
Are you saying that I had to start over on the editing settings?
Probably.
You can access the browser.
I'd also be down to just play more vanilla if we want to like just hop in as fast as possible. I'm totally neutral on whether or not we go vanilla or take the time to install mods.
I think you can add mods after the fact.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's just
do it that way.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I exited my client so that I could install the mods during the downtime. If you want to send me stuff about how to get them, Wendell.
Yeah, I can just send you the ones I sent to Gray.
Cool.
But let me look at the server settings right quick. Yeah, like all the character stuff is fine.
For some reason, I've had the song "Sailing On" in my bad brain stuck in my head for like a couple of weeks.
You know what the song that makes me think of?
What?
Sail!
I don't know that song.
You don't know that song?
No.
Oh,
is that a bad brain song?
I don't know, but it's one of the most annoying songs I ever fucking heard. My God.
Oh, gotcha. I'm not like annoyed that I have Bad Brains stuck in my head because Bad Brains is a really fucking awesome band, but it's just like funny to me. Like, damn, I don't know. Recently, for when I was younger, I was this like big metal elitist and like hated punk, and now recently I've been listening to more hardcore than I've been listening to like death metal. As much, although I definitely still like my death metal or my like crossovers of death metal and hardcore, like the Red Chord, for example. And though I may be forgotten, there will be no forgiveness. You've come to see me now. I know that my life must end.
Fuck yeah.
I've thought about doing vocal cover streams during fucking daytime when I'm not gonna be like waking people up by like actually growling into the microphone.
Dude, metal vocals are not a joke. They're definitely. I hate it when people are like, "You're just screaming in the mic, bro." Nah, dude, it's a lot of practice.
There's definitely some hardcore bands where it is basically the dude just like shouting into the microphone, and even then I can still think that's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Like fucking some, especially earlier fucking Turnstile has a lot of that kind of stuff. One of my favorite songs by them is like just this like simple. I used to hate really like simple chuggy stuff, but I've been into it. It's just this chug that's like da 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 da. Yeah, I've been there before, leaving my heart like an open door, breaking my back, wasting my time, lost my sight.
I'm not really the
true.
Not the biggest fan.
Yeah, Move On Jenkins in my chat points out the like actual like based fact, like a lot of metal vocalists who like seriously get into studying the art of vocals end up getting trained by like opera singers and shit.
Oh yeah.
Because there's actually a lot of like similar mechanics. You're just executing it differently to get a different sound, but it's still ultimately about airflow control.
Hey Gray, real quick.
Yes.
Since you're doing the server settings, one good thing to have on, if you can go to the vehicle section.
Okay.
And click the box that says player damaged from crash.
Yeah, no, I already got that.
Okay.
Yeah. And just in case, I was like, Car damage on impact, very low. Player damage from crash, not on. Both.
Yeah, that's a good one to have. Like that's one to remember because yeah, you can just get fucked up.
So really... is it pretty much fair to say that I should probably delete the previous fucking? Should I just go?
You
ahead?
Could.
Yeah.
It's up to you. Really.
If it's doing shit that could that could potentially mean it's a corrupted save file, you might I wouldn't blame you if you just decided to delete it. Because sometimes those can be hard to recover.
What are the day lengths going to be?
I think I just have it for 1 hour.
Okay.
But yeah, are either
of you fans of bad... Why? Oh my god.
What happened?
I got the fucking... Oh my god, hang on a second. What the fuck?
Oh, you got the same error?
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck. 1.5 gigs. Let's try that. Timeout? What? What are you talking? Oh my god.
I'll step outside and smoke real quick.
Oh, that's weird as fuck. Grey, are you familiar with Bad Brains?
No.
They're cool. They're one of the like earliest bands that was described as hardcore punk versus regular punk. Although they kind of reject the label, and a lot of the music that they make is also like, they also play like reggae. They're
Dude, I'm about to flip a fucking table.
Yeah, if it's being weird for you trying to host a co-op session, one of us could try to do it.
Hang on a second. Close actually that window. Close it. Close it. Close it. Close it. Thank you.
I was just about to make a joke relating to car racing tomorrow about this being an omen, but I'm not going to say it because I don't want to speak it into existence.
Dude, I don't... Now, I thought to myself, too, like, do I need to update drivers? But, like, no, I literally just did that, like, 2 days ago.
I'm gonna try to take a look, see as to when the last time the game got an update, because I would understand maybe if like getting an update would break stuff. Updates, content installed. Installed content updated May 24th, 2022 at 5:33 p.m. There maybe stuff got broken because there was an update that got like automatically installed since the last time we played. Wouldn't surprise me if that ended up happening. But yeah, if it's being weird if it's not even like letting you open a new co-op session at all, one of us could try, either me or Wendell could try hosting it on our end.
You go ahead and try it out real quick while...
Yeah, fuck it. I'll reboot Zomboid and see if, I remember I was like paranoid about sacrificing computer resources and tried to run like an excessively weak server where we had like an absurdly tiny piece of land to play on. And I'll be less paranoid about it this time, although
this is just so fucked up. Like, I don't...
Yvonne Jenkins says, I've watched a few vocal coaches listen to metal vocalists and try to deconstruct what they were hearing, like the physiology of it. Damn. I feel like if I actually got vocal coaching, I could actually, like, be a better proper singer in addition to a fucking better metal vocalist. Clean singer, not proper. There isn't a such thing as fucking proper. The concept of proper is a fucking myth. Except when it comes to stuff like, you know, if you like do work on your engine and then start your car and the head gasket blows out, there's a chance that you did engine work that was improper. But
wait, hold on, wait, hold on, wait. Yeah, that I can do that. Yeah. Wait.
what's going on?
I'm uninstalling it and reinstalling it. That's what I'm gonna do.
I don't blame you.
Let's see.
Every now and then Steam will like, I've noticed Steam occasionally like corrupts things. I've noticed occasionally Steam like corrupts shit trying to every now and then I've noticed Steam will occasionally like corrupt shit trying to install updates.
Finish. Bring this back into this folder. Alright, I just reinstalled it. Zomboid is a very... Yeah, true, Wendell. Yeah. Okay, view updates. Yeah, 41.71, May 22nd. And there's a small update on the 14th, on March 14th. What even, it's just like 2 months ago.
I'm fucking with the host stuff right now. Creating a settings profile called Penile Tractor.
Word. Hang on a second. I also need to check out something else real quick as far as my planned segments in the future are concerned. Okay.
Man, I wanted to get into like streaming too, like, because like Grey already knows I play bass too. That's probably why we get along so well. But man, the only thing that sucks about screaming, is that like you have to have a place that lets you scream. Because I live in an apartment and my walls are thin.
Yep.
Well, that's not gonna happen anytime soon.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's mainly when I'm in my car, you know.
Yeah, I've done that plenty of times.
Me too.
Well, when Bash says there's no improper way of doing it, there is, because you can throw out your voice.
Bring Me the Horizon is a perfect
that's
example.
how it's improper.
Yeah. So the only improper portion of it is when you actually hurt yourself doing it.
Speaking of those like English like metalcore bands, deathcore metalcore bands that started out like okay and then like went down the fucking toilet. I don't know. I know some people like new Bring Me the Horizon stuff. Just I'm not into it. But
I don't know. I think it's a different.
When it comes to those bands, I saw Asking Alexandria at the 2014 Mayhem Festival. They were like the headliner of it. Me and my friends left in the middle of it because we weren't there to see them. We were there to see like Veil of Maya and Cannibal Corpse and Wretched and a couple of other bands. It was mainly those three we wanted to see, and we checked out a few others. And God, fucking Asking Alexandria was actually so bad. They were so bad. Like, Danny Warsup is just such like an insufferable personality that it blows my mind, the fact that like all these fucking like people were like cumming their pants over seeing him perform, because he was like, he had clearly like fallen off the wagon. He was just kind of like drunkenly stumbling around the stage, just like talking about like, we encourage drinking, we encourage unity, blah blah blah. And then he's like, if you think we sound like shit, then just keep on drinking and I promise we'll sound good eventually. And it was just like, yeah, so you're admitting that you guys are a fucking terrible band and that you have to be like detached from reality to think that this is going to be a good performance.
Beyond.